Welcome to the SNN.Network Canada virtual event. I'd like to introduce our next presenter, Trevor Treweek, Director of Capital Markets of Network Media Group. Trevor, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Network Media Group webcast today. Today on our call, we will have Tom Lombardi, the Strategic Advisor for Network NFT Studios. We'll have Curtis White, Business Development for Network NFT Studios. And of course, we'll have Derek Murray, the founder and CEO of Network Media Group. Network Media Group trades on the TSX Venture Exchange under the symbol NTE, and we also trade on the OTC under NETWF. Before we begin with Derek, I just want to remind everyone about the forward-looking statements and all the disclaimer there. Now handing it off to Derek.
Greetings, everybody. Thanks for joining us. We're looking forward to a entertaining and inspiring next 30 minutes together. We're going to dive into all sorts of aspects of our content company, our entertainment company, and our NFT studios. I'm just going to share a couple of bullet points about who we are, and then we're actually going to do a little bit of a show and tell and show you our show reel, actually. But essentially, Network is a globally recognized entertainment company, and we produce feature documentaries and documentary series. That's our lane, that's our focus. We're blessed to have multiple partnerships with A-list talent throughout our productions and throughout our business. We are also in partnerships with many of the A-plus streamers that we've all witnessed come to the surface in our content universe, broadcasters, and also global distribution entities. The company and our work we're very much immersed in pop culture, music, film, comedy, sports, technology. And the foundation, that immersion, is that we are creators. We're storytellers of the highest magnitude, producing rich, cinematic, premium content, which is in very, very high demand, as you all know. To best demonstrate some of those key aspects of our company, Trevor's going to just tee up a show reel for a couple of minutes, give you a snapshot of what we do, and then we'll be back to talk further.
Sorry I'm late. Did I miss the previews?
Oh my God, you like your
Popcorn buttered too.
wish. He had a life wish, man. Wasn't even a wish, he was doing it. It was man on steel with an engine. Let's get it on.
He was hard-headed, soft-hearted, and that's what I loved about him.
He predated Cool. There's Steve McQueen and then there's Cool.
You're looking at an oblivious genius.
He was just this regular guy. And then we had a scene where he took his shirt off. And I was like, oh, okay, got it.
I like that reserved thing about him, easy to relate to.
I mean, he's like a hot New York bachelor.
That's some cool stuff right there.
This is one of the biggest heartthrobs on Earth, taking on that character. That's an artist.
It so moves an audience to find a performer who shares their vulnerability with you.
This cat was like 32 at the March on Washington. He was like 25 in Montgomery. I don't know if I'd let a 25-year-old borrow my car. I have to think about it.
That's what made him, in my mind, the greatest fighter I ever fought.
Everybody stop talking now. Attention.
I'm Iggy Pop.
Once you put on the guitar, yeah, I really feel it. My crotch is up against the wood. Pussy to the wood.
My life goal was just to be able to buy food from playing music.
You know, guys going crazy.
Hey, man, pow!
What the fuck?
You were dangerous. You turn into a little monster. much water can flow or it can crash. Be water, my friend.
And we're back. Hopefully that played well for everybody and they're able to see the visuals there. And on to the next slide here, Derek.
Absolutely. Thanks, Trevor. Well, I think it's evident in just spending the time with our showreel, which we appreciate, that, as I mentioned earlier, Network produces documentary series and feature documentaries that showcase the lives of the world's most inspiring personalities, and we explore topics that are essentially dominating global conversations. Our projects feature a compelling lineup, as you saw, of cultural icons and fascinating subjects drawn from the worlds of music, movies, comedy, sports, politics, science, and business. And this content that we create in today's world, you've probably heard this phrase many times, it's known as premium content, which is essentially saying it's very high quality content, which is really our brand with Network. And it's interesting because the path that we took to become a globally recognized and trusted creator of this premium content, it really actually began with a film that we produced called Facing Ali. And this was a project that was in partnership with Muhammad and his wife Lonnie at the time. And we essentially told the story of Muhammad through his greatest foes. So we produced a film where 10 of his fiercest competitors told his story. There was Holmes and Foreman and Fraser, and they all took us inside that world of Muhammad Ali. And that film was very, very strategic for us because it really put a stake in the global content universe as it was recognized and shortlisted for an Academy Award. And in that content universe, with that recognition and, with that acclaim, the question that was posed to us was, what's next? What is Network going to create next in this global universe of content? And where we directed our efforts was to create a slate of films. And we created the slate of films under the I Am brand, which to date, by the way, 9 years later, is 9 films under that I Am brand. Bruce Lee was the first of those projects, following in the footsteps of Muhammad Ali. Soon after, Steve McQueen, Evel Knievel, Heath Ledger, Chris Farley, Richard Pryor, MLK Jr. It's a very impressive list. And what that list of feature documentaries, which means essentially 90 to 100-minute films, what that list of films and their success, they were award-winning, they were drawing record audiences. We had 3 People magazine covers. Our cast were featured on the Today Show, Good Morning America. What that meant is that the doors opened up for us and essentially put us in a position to really start talking about our company and putting forth the plans to create feature documentaries and documentary series, which was very important and is a staple of what we create today, series and feature documentaries. And what this also led us in the direction in which we were able to capitalize on was we started to essentially put ourselves in a position where not only were the casts in front of our cameras, A-list talent and recognized individuals in pop culture, but we actually started creating partnerships with these individuals. And so what transpired over the last 4.5 years, is that we began to create working partnerships with A-list talent. Robert Downey Jr. in our 8-part artificial intelligence series that was a YouTube premium project. John Varvatos and Iggy Pop, actually, on our Punk series. It was with MGM and distributed globally by Fremantle. Tyra Banks on a series that we were doing on beauty. And that's led to, an ongoing list of amazing partnerships. We're currently in business with individuals like Oprah and Lorne Michaels, Quest Commons, Sir Andrew Lloyd Webber, Sir Anthony Hopkins, Al McPherson, Ziggy Marley, and more. It's a very exciting time at Network. Today we have cameras rolling in 3 different cities on 3 of our 6 projects that we have in production at the moment. And what we're experiencing, which is embracing our content, is essentially a content revolution. We have witnessed this content revolution, I think essentially since Netflix first launched its streaming service and soon began financing original content in 2013 with House of Cards. Within 5 years, now we're talking 2014, 2015, 2016, YouTube, Amazon, and Apple followed suit by investing in original content. Today, we see the largest tech companies and media companies investing and launching their own proprietary streaming platforms. And this is great for Network because our content is in demand. And all of us recognize that this content revolution has really set it up now that audiences, you and I, how we consume and pay and enjoy content is essentially through these streaming services that these tech companies and media companies have deployed and put forth. And as I mentioned, premium quality content is key to attract audiences. It drives subscriptions for these streamers, and that means success. So we are in a position within this revolution that we are a highly sought after international creator of premium content. And our brand is absolute and established throughout the universe, throughout that content universe. And within that content universe, this content revolution, one of the things that we like to say, and it's clearly demonstrated, is that we are platform agnostic, which really means that our content is enjoyed on a regular basis on cell phones, iPads, movie theater screens, your own big screen setup, your own home theater. It's essentially able to be watched and enjoyed on any platform, any device of any sort. And that actually is a great entry point into the NFT universe, which is a very important point of conversation today. And we have the team assembled to talk about that. This content universe that I mentioned that's exploding is exploded to the point where over the last year, we've been really tapping in and recognizing this new dynamic NFT platform. And we really believe that this NFT platform is essentially a new content platform for us to engage with and to produce content specific to this exciting NFT platform and ecosystem. And it's interesting because our approach has always been with the content that we create in our film universe that we always have valued unique IP, intellectual property. And in fact, that has been fundamental to Network's success and more than ever will be the hallmark of our NFT initiatives as we embrace this exciting opportunity. The universe that that Network excels in, that I mentioned earlier, music, film, fashion, comedy, sports, this universe of pop culture is very synergistic with the NFT universe and the audiences and the content that's coming forth on that platform. And because of our core capabilities and our team's experience, we're very excited and confident to step into this NFT universe. We've established our own brand, Network NFT Studios. We've engaged both creative and technology leads and executives to aid us in the development of the company's NFT business. And we're really feeling that for us, this is a very natural evolution of our business. It complements our core business. And we are working towards creating Network's slate of NFT offerings, which will be unique, highly desirable, and consistent with the profile, authenticity, and quality of Network's partnerships. I'm going to take a pause. I'm going to take this microphone and hand it over to Tom Lombardi.
Thank you, Derek. Appreciate that intro. My name is Tom Lombardi. I'm the strategic advisor for NFT Studios. I've been working in the crypto and blockchain space exclusively for the last 6 years. I worked in traditional finance, worked around cryptocurrencies and DeFi. But what's really exciting right now within NFTs is it's really creating something that the mass market can get involved in terms of this decentralized universe. So I want to start by kind of bringing us back a little bit in history. If we think about it, the iPhone has only been around for 15 years. That is a drop in the bucket in terms of technological advances. We're working on things around artificial intelligence, machine learning, but what's really becoming mainstream are things like cryptocurrencies, use of blockchain. We hear this word metaverse a lot, and also I'll return to that. But NFTs are really a part of that segment of new technologies that are allowing us to interact and consume media in very different ways. So, I'll start with sort of, this fire hose of the internet has created all these different new categories, right? Streaming, streamers, gameplay, shorts, and social media has been a really big push for creators, talent, and athletes to come together with their audiences and really interact. And we've never had this before. We strongly believe that NFTs now offer this layer for talent, athletes, and creators to be financially incentivized along with their audiences. So we believe that NFTs are where investment meets culture. Okay, enough of buzzwords. What are NFTs, right? NFTs are digital items with verifiable ownership, but they can't be counterfeits. So if you think about a work of art, physical, you hold it, but the authenticity often is verified by a third party, an auction house. With NFTs, you can buy a piece of content. Today we're using images, but in the future we have music and video and gameplay and all sorts of digital media. But the ownership and the authenticity is proven by this new layer that we call the blockchain. So instead of using sort of a centralized database like Dropbox or YouTube, NFTs are stored on a blockchain, which is essentially a digital ledger of transactions that's duplicated and distributed across an entire network of computer systems. So instead of trusting one third party on authenticity, you can trust 10,000 what we call nodes that are verifying and validating transactions that all come to an agreement. So it's more of a sort of social consensus of the truth. So we think about something like Bitcoin proved that a ledger of this format of ownership and transactions can be maintained, and today it secures over $1 trillion in value without being compromised. So as much as cryptocurrency is taking, it's a very large market, but it struggles with financial inclusion, financial regulation, technological resources, complications. We truly believe that NFTs are the Trojan horse of blockchain technology, and it's making it accessible to billions. So today, what are NFTs being used for? Essentially collectibles, right? If we think about what are collectibles, we used to be shells and beads, but now it's baseball cards and cars and guitar and art. So with an NFT that's a digital object, as opposed to some of these physical objects, NFTs can be sold across time and space. They can be sold across the globe in a matter of seconds. And that differs dramatically from something like an antique car, which requires a lot more resources. So why hasn't this happened before, right? Why do we need NFTs to enable ownership of digital items? Well, we've tried this, right? We've tried this with copyrights, tried this with things like DMCA. We tried this with DRM and licensing and watermarks, but largely this stuff didn't really work, right? Now we just have portals that we plug into like Netflix and Apple that we consume through. But when it comes to real ownership, it's important to have an open architecture. It's important to have these peer-to-peer markets. So right now NFTs are used for art, which is fun, which is cool, which is lucrative. But the future extends beyond just images. We think about anything with digitally native asset, music, video, shorts, gaming items, which is a huge, multi-billion-dollar market of just in-game skins, clothing, right? So instead of game producers owning that, the people are going to own it. So that brings us to like the metaverse, and you've heard a lot from Mr. Zuckerberg at Facebook. I have a quote here. He says, "Privacy and safety need to be built into the metaverse from day one. So do open standards and interoperability." So the blockchain comes in. This will require not just novel technical work like supporting crypto and NFT projects in the community, but also a new form of governance. So clearly, one of the most powerful individuals in terms of technology in the world is pointing out that NFT and crypto have a place within the metaverse that they're building. We also agree that these interactions will require a digital property ownership methodology. So that's where we play with NFTs. And at Network, we're going to approach NFTs the way we approach documentaries. We're working with our partners, with the IP holders, these iconic individuals, to tell a story that's deeper than what people normally have exposure to, using high-quality art production and a global distribution that's agnostic to platforms. This same strategy is working very well in terms of NFT campaigns today, but we're really excited about the future and where this market goes. With that, I'll turn it over to Curtis White.
Thanks very much, Tom. Yes, my name is Curtis White. I'm the executive producer, business development for Network NFT Studios. I'm super excited to be joining Derek and his talented team. My background's in both media and technology. I spent almost 15 years at Thunderbird Entertainment as part of the founding group there. And for the past 2 years, I've been managing director of Caliber Ventures, a tech and media focused venture group. You know, what I've experienced firsthand is this evolving content landscape for many years. And we've seen the impact of this shift from linear to digital to OTT, these streaming wars, and now into the metaverse. And, you know, I think what's happening right now is absolutely one of those major revolutionary moments, and it's being driven by blockchain technology, as Tom has described. You know, I think being in Vancouver is also really exciting for us as a content team, because so much of this explosive growth is happening in our backyard right now in real time. You know, with Caliber and as an NFT collector and enthusiast, I've seen this, you know, just happening all around us. $10.7 billion in NFT sales in the past 3 months, up exponentially from the quarter before that. So my job with Network now is to, you know, help work with Tom and Derek and the team to bridge this gap between blockchain and mainstream media. And, you know, as Tom said, NFTs are the Trojan horse. They're the vehicle. And, you know, what's exciting about Network is they have this amazing pipeline of IP partners, which presents a ton of low-hanging fruit to tap into. And as a public company, I don't think they have a real strategic competitive advantage with their strategic partners and capital backers to be a real leader as a studio in the space. So looking at this NFT revolution, you know, as Tom has described, NFTs have created an entirely new asset class. It's a generational opportunity for content creators to engage and transact directly with their audiences. And while we're focused on the entertainment sector for the purposes of this presentation, it's disrupting entire industries: music, gaming, art, finance. And, you know, we're seeing multi-billion-dollar marketplaces emerging. OpenSea, Super Rare, Coinbase's NFT marketplace, to name a few. You know, so when you step back and look at this, you know, it's a new asset class that's being created and a new revenue line for IP holders. You know, I look at it like digital licensing and merchandising. If you look at, you know, examples in the media space, and I can use this because I have young children, Paw Patrol has become a multi-billion-dollar global brand, being driven largely by the sale of physical goods, of toys and toothbrushes and clothing. Well, you know, with blockchain technology, with NFTs, the future of L&M is going to exist in the digital space. And, you know, with the pipeline of clients that we have, there's some really exciting opportunities to tap into that. So, you know, again, looking at Network Studios, why are we so well positioned to lead this NFT space? Well, it is absolutely a natural extension of what we do best: creating content, engaging audiences with stories, growing communities, and extending brands. And when I look at Derek and the team, you know, it is a studio with a reputation that is built on quality, authenticity, and creativity. When we, you know, look at our pipeline of partners, it is very much a partnership-driven approach. You know, this is a vast and complex NFT landscape. Our job is to make it simple, to make it approachable, to make it accessible for our partners. We're building multi-year roadmaps beyond just the initial drops and mints. We're focused on brand extension, community engagement, and, as I say, digital licensing and merchandising. We're focused on the utility of these NFTs, the scarcity of them, and that sustained community involvement. And we we have a number of exciting partnerships to announce in the coming weeks. Just very quickly, looking at a couple of examples here. Again, Vancouver-based examples. You're probably familiar with Dapper Labs and NBA Top Shots. They've gone from inception to a $7.6 billion market cap in only a few months. There's lots of learnings here. Their revenue model coming from both initial pack sales and royalties in the secondary market. Doodle's another Vancouver-based success story, and again, this Coinbase NFT marketplace, which is going to grow the size of this market exponentially. We're tight for time, so I'll hand it back to Trevor to run through some more info on Network.
Thanks so much, Curtis. Actually, I'll do that quickly. This is Derek Murray, the CEO. Thanks, Tom, and thanks, Curtis, for digging into this NFT universe and sharing. I understand we have the clock ticking. I really just wanted to share that we've got not only a tremendous group around the NFT Studios and, of course, the infrastructure within Network Entertainment, which is now 40 employees and growing with an LA office and, of course, Vancouver, Canada-based. We have an amazing board. My partner of many years, Paul Gertz, it comes with a very high pedigree from the entertainment and the legal side of the business as well, working very closely at Lucasfilm, at Hanna-Barbera, and at Turner. Paul has been part of this company from its inception and plays a significant role in our day-to-day, and as our COO is involved in all the significant initiatives at Network. We have a tremendous and very experienced CFO. He's been in the entertainment business for most of his career, as well as working on the public side, Darren Battersby. We go directly to the chairman of our board. We're very blessed to have Ali Pejman join us. He's a managing partner at Fort Capital Partners, comes from the world of Canaccord, esteemed brokerage firm as well. Ali has provided not only financial leadership, but also a strong interest and a creative energy to the work that Network has been producing and to what's in front of us in the future. We have, right from the very beginning, we've had Dr. Greg Zeschuk on our board. Greg co-founded BioWare Corp, which was an internationally respected and award-winning video game developer. Greg and his partner sold that company to Electronic Arts in 2012. Greg is very esteemed. He's been inducted into the Academy of Interactive Arts and Sciences Hall of Fame. Greg is particularly excited about our NFT venture and how that relates to gaming and, of course, his expertise and contacts. Tim Gamble, founder of Thunderbird, has joined our board. Tim's a visionary in the entertainment business, very important piece of the NFT puzzle that we've been putting together and stitching together over the last 6 to 9 months. And Tim is front and center within Network and helping to build additional relationships in the entertainment world while also wrapping his arms around the potential and what we can do in this NFT universe. Steve Kotlowitz, an original board member, the COO at ICM, International Creative Management, with talent and filmmakers in Los Angeles, switched positions and started up the Sports Corporation and has for many years represented many of the prominent NHL hockey players on the universe. So we have an incredible board. We can talk more about that another time. I'll hand that over to you, Trevor, for the wrap-up, if I may.
Thank you very much, Derek. Just a quick little snapshot here at the capital structure. Not going to go through everything. Just want to make sure everybody can see that on their screen as we wrap up here at the last minute. And then on the final slide here, if anybody has any further questions on the company, feel free to reach out to Derek or myself. My email is on this page as well as my phone. Feel free to reach out and we can address any questions or concerns or share any other insights we have about the business. Again, this is Network Media Group. We trade on the TSX Venture Exchange under the symbol NTE.V, and we trade on the OTC under the symbol NETWF. And yeah, thank you very much for everyone for listening in today, and we hope to meet again in the future.
Thanks, everybody.